Hello, everyone. Thanks for
Hello, Pamela.
joining. I'm Pamela, the digital marketing specialist at Technica. Today, we will talk about the importance of maintaining healthy pallets. First, let me introduce you to my special guests from my Dubai. Mr. Osman is the operations director at my Dubai with 34 years of work experience in operations, maintenance, production, and F&B projects. Hello, Mr. Osman.
Hi, good morning, all of you.
Hello.
Morning.
Looking forward to hear your input today. Our second guest is Mr. Niranjan. Mr. Niranjan is the head of technical and innovation at My Dubai. Mr. Niranjan has 32 years of work experience in production, maintenance, operations, and projects and services in the F&B industry. Hello, Mr. Niranjan.
Hello, good morning, everyone.
We're glad to have you today. Our main speaker is Mr. Bshara Nassar, the sales manager at Technica. Bshara started his journey with Technica 15 years ago, which gave him a wealth of technical knowledge and experience. Before I hand it to Bshara, on the screen, you can find our webinar agenda. We encourage you also to answer our polls. We have a Q&A section at the bottom of the screen. Feel free to ask any question. We will try to answer them at the end of the session. Hello, Bshara.
Hi, Pamela. Good morning, everyone. Mr. Niranjan, Mr. Osman, and all attendees. Thank you, Pamela, for this introduction, and thank you all for your time today, attending with us our first webinar about pallet quality and their effect and importance on your productivity. So before proceeding into today's webinar, please allow me to go quickly on a brief presentation of Technica, what we do and how we can help our customers. So Technica is a Lebanese company established 38 years ago. It was founded in 1982 by Mr. Tony Haddad. We started in a small garage with 4 people of staff, and currently we are present in 38 countries. We have around 200 staff, and we are available in Big Faya in our headquarters within a land area of 15,000 square meters. In 2020, we also decided to establish our European subsidiary, Technica Europe, based in Warsaw, Poland, just to serve the European country and other countries in the world. Our vision and strategy for 2025 is to go digital, go lean, and go global, keeping the focus on our customer needs and requirements. Technica presence in the world, you can see in dark gray our references, the countries where we have physical references, around 38 countries already. In red is our headquarters in Lebanon. In orange is our subsidiary in Poland. In blue are the countries where we have direct coverage for sales and after sales. In green are the countries where we have partners and agents promoting our equipment. And due to the last pandemic, we already developed a network of subcontractors all over the world to support our customers. Since there was a travel ban and restrictions, we were not able to travel to support our customers. So we established a network of subcontractors and local companies to help us, and we were supporting them remotely from Lebanon. Here you can see the list of our customers. Hopefully, all of you can see their logos on the screen, and if not, we can start anytime, hopefully a new project together and add your logo to the screen. We work mainly with different multinationals all over the world in different sectors like dairies, beverage, water industry, food, petrochemical, and other sectors. Throughout the years, Technica has developed its expertise by providing complete end-to-end solutions, also for greenfield plants. And this picture shows a complete plant, dairy plant, supplied from A to Z by Technica. So Technica is famous and built its expertise to provide complete end-to-end solutions. especially for bottling lines, canning lines, starting from empty container handling up to truck loading, passing through all the equipment on the line. Most of the equipment you can see on the screen are designed, supplied, and manufactured by Technica. And also we have our partners to complement our complete integrations for empty bottle handling, for filling, decoration, sleeving, robotics, and end-of-line equipment. Also, we work in the water industry for the big bottles, where we can also provide complete bottling lines, starting with robotic rack unloading, then washing and filling of the bottles, washing and cleaning of the racks, and at the end, automatically loading of the full bottles in the cleaned racks. On the side of the mechanical and automation, Technica has developed its digital division, where we can provide solutions related to SCADA, Internet of Things, and all type of connectivity of equipment, complying with Industry 4.0 and smart factories. And also we developed our remote assistance services, especially with the last pandemic, where it was essential to keep close to our customers. And we have more than 15 successful intervention where we remotely installed, commissioned, and troubleshooted equipment with our customers. And it was essential to keep that relation even with the travel ban and all the restrictions. On the side of all the solutions that we saw, also Technica has its innovation and R&D section, where we always develop special equipment suitable to improve efficiency, reduce labor, and at the end, keep the customers happy by serving their need and solving their challenges. We have automatic truck loading solutions for single cases, for loading and unloading, and it's a patent for Technica on a global level. We have pallet inspection system. We have mixed palletizing solutions, and also some solutions related to money handling and banknotes, and also many other innovative solutions that we developed, customized based on our customer needs. This is in general what we do in Technica. Hopefully, we can keep supporting you anytime you want. Our team is always ready. Get in touch with us and we will be happy to serve you. Back to today's webinar and topic, it's mainly about pallet integrity and quality. So usually the customers facing problems, they can detect 4 signs in their operations that highlight that they have problems related to their pallet quality.
Following up on your introduction, Bshara, I will launch my first poll. Which of these signs sounds familiar to you? Frequent downtime on your pallet line, bad stability during transport, damaged goods, frequent downtime on your automatic storage and retrieval system. So some of the participants are voting for damaged goods. Others are saying frequent downtime on your pallet line. Mr. Osman, what do you think the majority will say?
Majority, I believe it's during the transport, bad stability of the pallets.
And I think it's actually confusing because all of them are familiar problems. Yeah. I will end my poll now and take a look at the results. Looks like the majority are saying damaged good, while 33% also said bad stability during transport. Bshara, what do you think about the results?
I guess Mr. Osman can predict them now. He had good prediction, and yes, usually damaging goods is the most painful for the customers. And it's great actually to see that all the 4 signs had some shares in this statistics, because usually all these are problems that customers are facing. It depends on the position or the location of the problem, but the customers, the majority said on the damaged goods because it's the most painful for them, because it's the last section where the customer had the finished product to deliver to be sold and then it is damaged. So now we will be seeing different type of damages that could be affecting the quality of pallets. So different damages on the pallets. There are many other types, but we just selected few types for the customers to be familiar with those types. Usually there are also two types of pallets. Some customers use plastic pallets, some others use wood pallets. For plastic pallets, you can have missing corner block or damaged corner block. Also, you can have a damaged surface or missing part on the surface. On the wood side, it could be a missing top plank or a damaged top plank. It could be also a missing block or damaged block, the same for the runners. So all these are problems related to pallets that the customers usually have in their operations. And it's common among all the industries. It's not related to a certain sector or to a certain type of work. Everybody working with pallets, usually they have this problem. So in order to identify those problems and to reduce the headache and the hassle on the customer side to sort and segregate those pallets, Technica has developed an automatic system for inspection of pallets to reject the bad quality pallets and keep the good quality pallets.
Shara, allow me to take this chance and ask about the type of pallets our attendees are using. I will launch my second poll. Which type of pallets do you use in your facility? Plastic, wooden, or both? We encourage you also to ask your questions in our Q&A section at the bottom of the screen. For everyone who would like to follow up later on this webinar, we will be sending up emails, including the recorded video. I will close my poll now and take a look at the results. Looks like the majority have both. Then 38% are saying wooden. So we were saying something about the results.
Okay, so usually, as we noticed in the statistics or the attendees' replies, usually some customers use wood only, usually, and most of the customers are using both because some pallets, type of pallets are used for internal use, like the plastic pallets, and the wood pallets are mainly for the external use because it's cheaper and it's less risky to send the wood pallet outside. So that's why you have this statistic result. So if you want, now we can show you that.
Shara, is suitable for both types of pallets, the wooden and the plastic?
Actually, what we developed is two different types. One pallet inspection related to wood pallet and another pallet inspection related to plastic. However, it is always possible to have a combined unit that can inspect wood and plastic at the same time. It always depends on the customer preferences and it's case by case. So we can now show you a 3D model of the plastic pallet inspection. Here you can see a complete footprint of the pallet inspection by itself. It consists mainly of vision inspection and some mechanical inspection. However, for the wood pallet inspection, it is mainly mechanical with some visual inspection or vision inspection. So there are common parts or common criteria that can be inspected on both pallets, but each type of pallets has its own preferences and its own special criteria. We will show you a video for the plastic inspection unit. We can go through all the inspection criteria, and after that, we will also comment on the wood pallet inspection and see the common parts, and we see the advantages and differences in both. So for the plastic pallet inspection, as I mentioned earlier, it is mainly a vision system. It can detect overall dimensions of the pallet, any missing part on the top side, any damaged runner or blocks on the middle or on the side. And also some pallets have some side rib to keep the product in between and can also be inspected. At the first station, the pallet will be inspected with mechanical 4 pistons on the corners because the corners are having the most defects due to forklift handling. Also, some pallets have some identification like barcode or RFID. We also check the quality of that tag. And the next station will be this laser beam that generates a 3D model of the actual pallet and compare it to a theoretical good pallet. Here are the images that can be detected and highlighted in red, the damages. So we can have damages on the corners, on the runners, on the surface. So we compare, it's an image comparison between the actual pallet and the theoretical good pallet. After that, we go to side rib inspection system where we check the existence and the distance of the side ribs. If the pallet succeeded to pass through all the criteria successfully, it will go to the distribution line and to the production line. If it is rejected, then it will go to be stacked and go to maintenance, repair, or to be scrapped. So this system can be in stainless steel, can be in painted steel, can be offline, can be online. It always depends on the customer requirement, the layout, the availability, and the requirements. The second video, it will be about wood pallet inspection. For the wood pallet, we always intend to check the overall dimensions of the pallet. Mainly, most of the inspection systems will be mechanical and some are vision. So overall dimensions, the ability of the pallet to withstand a real load, any damage on the top planks, runners, blocks, or nails. This is a video for an offline pallet inspection system with a capacity up to 200 pallets per hour. The forklift will place a stack of pallets on the line. Then we destack the pallets one by one to be inspected individually. This is a modular inspection unit, so we can add or remove units. At the first station here, we can see that we try to take the pallet apart. We separate the top planks from the runners. This is to check the quality and stiffness of the nails and to check the existence of the runners. After that, we apply a top force by a pressing roller to restore the pallet in its original shape and at the same time to flatten any protruding nail that can damage the product. The next station will be to check the quality of the top planks. So we center the pallets and we have individual check for each top plank. We check its rigidity and we check its presence. And at the same time, we have pistons to check the lateral planks. After that, we will go through a vision system that will check the overall dimensions, length, width, height of the pallet, and also it will take measurements of the corner blocks and mid blocks and the distance in between, so we can make sure that the opening for the forklift is also within the same tolerance required. The last station will be applying a force or simulating a real load, resulting in a certain deviation on the pallet. The pallet is also supported only on two sides. It's also to simulate the real pallets staying on the racking system. And based on the deviation level or deflection level of the pallet, we decide if it will be a good pallet or a defective pallet. If a pallet succeeded to pass all these criteria successfully, then it will go to the good pallet line. Otherwise, it will be rejected. With this offline system, the operator will bring a stack of full pallet, of empty pallets coming from the market or from the supplier. And at the end, it will be collected as a stack of good pallet or a stack of rejected pallet. The good pallet will be distributed to the production lines, while the rejected pallets will go to repair or also to be scrapped.
Thank you, Bshara. Since this video of the wooden pallet inspection system was installed at My Dubai, I would like to ask a few questions to Mr. Osman. Before Technica installed the wooden pallet inspection system to your facility, what were the problems faced that triggered a need for this specific solution?
As you might be knowing, in beverage industry, people ship the goods, their full goods to the market in wooden pallets. We call them shipping pallets. And the market is such a big market, different customers, different supermarkets and hypermarkets and all those things. You don't get those pallets which you give to them. They give you some pallets which are non-standards, maybe of poor quality. Even though you maintain your good quality in your pallets, the day in the evening you'll get bad pallets. So you cannot get one-to-one the same pallet which you have given to the market. This is the market dynamics. And due to this, and also due to the forklift movement, internal movements, the customer also, they handle very badly. So these wooden pallets, they get damaged. And when they enter into the system, we used to get them back, and we used to do some manual inspection before the Technica installed the pallet checker. Okay, manual inspection to a certain extent is fine, but they can put some bad pallets into the system. Those pallets were creating a 3 to 5% downtime in our production lines and automation systems, which is quite huge for a 24/7 running factory, producing around 1,200 pallet goods in a day, 1,200 pallet goods in a day. So we used to get these kind of problems. Not only the downtime and also the product losses, as you see in the previous polls, product losses. The major one is more than the product losses, I can say the safety issues. The safety issue is the main concern, one of the main concern, because we have a completely dark warehouses where the goods are stored in a 25,000 automated, completely highway warehouse at 9-10 levels at the 25-meter height. And it's completely dark warehouse because no one mans that. So if you store them at that place, and a lot of safety concerns due to a just broken pallet can happen. So these kind of things triggered us that we need to inspect our pallets, incoming pallets. Even the new good ones also, the vendors, they supply sometimes bad. It was amounting to 8 to 10% when we used to buy before of bad pallets they supply. I mean, it looks good for manual inspection, they pass, but when you put in the machine, you can see that they cannot take the exact load what we require for, something is missing. This kind of unspecified pallets also comes into the picture. So due to all these reasons, we went for a pallet inspection system, and that's now running.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Osman. I would like to hear about that also from Mr. Niranjan. While you were facing a problem with the returned pallets from the market and even the newly purchased one, as Mr. Osman mentioned, what changed after you installed the inspection system?
See, when, as rightly said by Mr. Usman, we used to get the pallets from market, as well as when we buy the new pallets also, we don't know that we are in a dark, that whether the pallets are good or not. After installing this pallet checker, it has helped us a lot for us, especially in the new. When we check whatever the amount, like let's say 10 to 20% will be rejected from the new shipment, this will be given back to the supplier. The good one only we are paying for that. And also which is coming from the market return, it becomes very easy for us. In the market, we don't get what we send the same pallet, it's not returned back. It is a mixed pallet. So we have to check this one through the pallet checker system. This has helped us a lot in your pallet checker. And it has improved our quality also now.
So you're only now paying for the good quality pallets and returning the bad quality pallets to the suppliers also.
Exactly, correct.
Okay. What about the maintenance cost per year?
Maintenance cost so far, since thanks for the Technica design and all that, it is very rugged, and it is equally comparatively to the European standard also, I can proudly say. So far, we spent only 1,200 dirham, that to one physical sensor damage happened because of the bad handling. Otherwise, it's a minimal cost of general grease and oil, that's it. I can say zero cost so far. I have completed every day, minimum 12 hours it is running. And we installed this one somewhere in 2019 May. So far, we have completed 14 months. at an average of 200, 250 hours per month. So we have almost crossed 3,000 hours. Thanks for the design.
Good to hear that.
Maintenance free, I can say that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. That's great to hear. I would like to ask my last question to Mr. Osman. Due to your automatic storage and retrieval system, how much the system, the inspection system contributed in your safety and quality measures?
We have installed this automatic storage and retrieval system, one of its kind, 25,000 pallets position and a 25 meters height, as I mentioned to you. We used to have one safety incident in a month earlier before installing the pallet checking system. And people has to go and travel to that position at that height, correct the thing, and slowly, first they have to bring down the goods carton by carton, case by case down, and then take out the pallet and inspect, which requires really skilled people who can work on heights and everything. Such incidents have completely gone out of the system now. Now we don't have such incidents because only the good pallets goes into the system. That is a major achievement what we achieve from the safety point of view. And of course, the quality is, inward inspection itself is happening. So I don't see anything on that side, any pallet broken or something like that. It is completely, the downtime of the production line is completely eliminated. That's for sure. And also on the automatic storage system, it's not only the highway warehouse cranes working at 25 meters height, there are a lot of monorail carts also. The intra-logistics in Maidubai is also automation. From the palletizer, the pallet goods, they travel to the first floor where in a lift, and where the monorail carts, they take material to the warehouse. So it's even intra-logistics, we don't have forklifts sent everywhere. So there also around 41 carts traveling in and around production lines to the warehouse in between. They take these goods. So any wooden pallet issues, any pallet issues will create a lot of downtime there. That is also completely eliminated.
Thank you, Mr. Osman. It's good to hear that the system is helping you keep your work environment and people safe. I will launch my last poll now. Let's see if you would like us to follow up with you individually. It's mainly a yes, or another yes, or a maybe. So it's an opportunity for us to help you further and offer you a customized solution. For everyone, we encourage you also to not forget our Q&A section. We will answer to that shortly. Okay, let's close the poll. Our team will gladly follow up with you individually. To wrap it up, I will choose a few questions from the audience and hand it to Bshara. Are you ready, Bshara, for the question?
Let's see what are the questions. We were checking. We were provoking the attendees to ask us a lot of questions and challenging questions. So, shoot.
I have some interesting questions here. The first question is, can we adjust the tolerance margins easily, or we need an expert from Technica?
Actually, for the two, I will get the help from Mr. Osman later on. But
that's also it. We have just trained our helpers. Niranjan can help me in this. 2 helpers, we trained them. Only the helpers with basic knowledge, and they are operating the machines very well.
True.
Yeah. So usually this system is operator free at first. So you need just the forklift drivers to put and retrieve the pallets from the system. Regarding the adjustment of tolerances for the inspection, since the plastic pallet inspection is more like a vision system, it can be more flexible in calibrating what are the tolerances that you want to have. So if you want to detect a smaller missing part or a bigger missing part to reduce the reject or increase the rejected pallet. It's more flexible on the plastic side and on the vision inspection. However, also for the wood pallet inspection, there are some stations or some criteria with mechanical inspection and some others with vision. So there is also a room and flexibility to adjust, let's say, a certain tolerance on the length, width, and height of the pallet. So the operator can easily, on the HMI, modify those parameters. And for some other parts, it will need just this minor mechanical setup that we can support remotely without any need of physical intervention from Technica. So it's kind of very easy for the customer to handle.
Okay, thank you, Bshara. I have another question. Can the system generate a production report with statistics? And can it be integrated with the MES system to the internal database, to the cloud, or to the SCADA?
Nice question. Actually, everybody now is looking for dashboards, reporting system, and let's say data analysis. Usually, since we have independent stations and independent criteria, we are able within each system to detect what is the type of the damage and store it into our database. So we can know the number or statistics of the good pallets, statistics of the bad pallets. And for the bad pallets, what were each, let's say, criteria that it was rejected for. So you will get a list, let's say 10 pallets having a broken corner, 3 pallets have runner's damage or whatever. It can be sorted up to that level. And for sure, all the machines are equipped with connectivity device that can be connected to the MES, SCADA, or IoT. The data also can be on the cloud. We can provide some features like connecting those equipment to the cloud, and you will get a message from Technica that pay attention, the system is making a lot of reject than usual, please check your supplier or there's something wrong. So these are additional features with the connectivity of equipment.
Okay, so my third question is, what is the space required for the machine?
There are different footprints. So the wood pallet inspection is different from the plastic one. And also, if it is an offline system, it's different than an online. The minimum space that we need, let's assume for the wood pallet inspection system or the plastic, if it is online, to inspect a minimum criteria, we need around 3 meters by 1.5 meter. So we can cut any existing line and insert the inspection by itself. But if you needed an offline system, you will need the stacker, the destacker, and the reject options. That it depends. It's a case by case, but the minimum footprint, it could be something around 1.5 meter in width and 3 meters in length, and the rest is depending on the case.
Okay, Bshara. I will ask one last question. If the system is dedicated for wooden pallets, can it work with different types of pallets? For example, industrial and Euro?
Yeah, there are different types of pallets, Euro pallet, chap pallet, and different dimensions. Usually, there are tolerances and different sizes. So if the pallet is 1 meter by 1.2 and another pallet is 800 by 1.2 or whatever, so we can customize the design to have the system able and capable to detect all these at the same time. Also, the system installed at My Dubai can work with 2 types of pallets, because the system was designed to handle pallets having top planks parallel to the flow or parallel to the runners. And also it can work with pallets having perpendicular top planks to the flow. So that's why we adapted that system to be able to inspect both types at the same time. And based on our know-how and expertise, our engineering can customize any type of solution for any type of pallets.
Thank you so much, Bshara, for your valuable input. We have a lot of questions, but we will make sure to answer the rest of them individually. Finally, I would like to thank my guests, Mr. Nirajan and Mr. Osman, for taking the time to be with us today. Mr. Osman, do you have something to add?
That's it. So it's our pleasure, and we always encourage our business partners who are really good in quality, particularly, and also they give good products like the technology, latest technology, and all those things. That is what I see in whatever we have purchased from Technica till now. Not only the pallet systems, other end of the line systems we purchased. The quality, particularly the ruggedness, is very, very good, which is missing even in some of the European manufacturers nowadays. So thanks a lot for that. Keep up the good work. That's it.
Mr. Niranjan, would you like to add something also?
I can probably say that Technica is doing very well based on, especially on the design, which is equally compatible and compatible with the European markets also. And they're very strong in designs and metallurgy also. In the part of metallurgy, I can say that. Design is, of course, it is there. And service part of it, we are getting very good feedback from them. Immediately, people are coming to us and solving our problem. So far, so good. So I wish the best of luck for the entire Technica team.
Thank you so much, Niranjan. We're looking forward to work on several projects together, future projects with My Dubai. Finally, I would like to thank my attendees. I hope you found this webinar beneficial for you. Shara, what would you like to add?
Thank you all. Thank you, Pamela, for preparation of this webinar and for moderating. Thank you, Mr. Osman and Mr. Niranjan, for your valuable inputs. It was great to hear directly from the end user about your day-to-day, let's say, experience with such system. Thank you all attendees today. Thank you for joining this first webinar. We hope to see you also joining our series of webinar that will be later on promoted, and we will inform you about it on due time. I appreciate if you can contact us anytime for any consultancy related to any automation project. We are here to serve you. We have a dedicated team supporting you on a global level. Our engineers are always ready to hear from you. Thank you all, and have a nice day.
So stay tuned, everyone. Follow us also on LinkedIn to stay updated, and have a great day.